This is the easier-to-read version of Animal Farm by George Orwell, retold and narrated by Sarah Simpson. The animals took over the farm in June. By August, everyone in the county had heard about Animal Farm. Snowball and Napoleon sent the pigeons to fly out every day to other farms to tell the animals about how wonderful it was without humans on the farm and to teach animals the song Beasts of England. Ever since the animals ran him off, Mr. Jones drank beer all day at the Red Lion Bar in the nearby town of Willington. All day, every day, Mr. Jones got drunk and complained about how the ungrateful animals had run him off his own farm. The other farmers at the bar pretended to feel bad for Mr. Jones, but they were really just trying to think of a way to benefit from the situation. The two farmers who had land on either side of Animal Farm hated each other. Mr. Pilkington owned Foxwood Farm. It had a big, old-fashioned farmhouse that was falling apart because Mr. Pilkington spent more time hunting and fishing than taking care of his property. Mr. Frederick owned Pinchfield Farm. It was a smaller farm, but Mr. Frederick took good care of it. It was always nice and tidy. Mr. Frederick was a smart businessman and good at making money, but he was always going to court to sue someone. The only thing Mr. Pilkington and Mr. Frederick agreed on was that the animals taking over was terrifying. At first, they thought it was funny, but the longer the farm kept running smoothly without a human master, the more afraid they felt. What if the animals on their farms decided to take over? Would they be able to stop them? They weren't sure they could. Mr. Pilkington and Mr. Frederick spread terrible rumors about Animal Farm, trying to make it sound bad. They said the animals were starving to death because there wasn't enough food, which was untrue. They said the animals were cannibals who were killing and eating each other, which was untrue. They said the animals were fighting all the time, which was untrue. They said the animals tortured each other by burning one another with hot horseshoes, which was untrue. They said the animals shared all their females and passed them around to have sex with anyone, which was untrue. The other farmers in Willington didn't really believe Mr. Frederick's and Mr. Pilkington's lies. There were other rumors going around that were positive. They heard that the farm was happy, the animals were doing a great job running the farm, and that life without humans was wonderful. After hearing about the good conditions on Animal Farm, the animals on other farms started to act out. Bulls refused to pull plows. Sheep tore up fences. Cows kicked over their milk pails so the farmers couldn't have their milk. Animals all over the county were singing Beasts of England. The song made farmers feel angry, but there wasn't much they could do to get the animals to stop singing it. Even when the farmers caught the animals singing and beat them for it as a punishment, they wouldn't stop. One day in early October, the pigeons flew into Animal Farm in a panic. Mr. Jones and 12 other men had broken through the farm's gate and were coming with guns to take back the farm. The animals weren't surprised. They knew this would eventually happen, and Snowball had plans for what to do. Snowball gave the other animals orders, and they were in their spots and ready to fight. The human beings came towards the barn. When they did, 35 pigeons flew over them, all pooping in unison. The poop of 35 pigeons fell down on the men. While the men were trying to clean the poop off, the geese ran out and started to bite the men's legs. While the men were busy fighting off the geese, the bigger, stronger animals were getting ready for the real fight. Muriel, Benjamin, and the sheep ran at the men, butting them hard with their heads and their horns. Benjamin used his hooves to kick the men, but the men were too strong. The men hit and kicked the animals until the animals ran away. The men cheered. They thought they had won and that the farm was theirs. They were wrong. The biggest and strongest animals attacked. Boxer, Clover, the cows, and the pigs all ran out. All of them were kicking and biting. They surrounded the men. Mr. Jones shot his gun. The bullets cut through Snowball's back, not deeply enough to kill him, but enough to hurt. Snowball didn't stop. He was brave. Snowball threw his body against Mr. Jones's legs, knocking Mr. Jones into a pile of manure. Mr. Jones dropped his gun. Boxer used his huge hooves to kick one of the men. The man fell into the mud and didn't move. When the other men saw this, they dropped their sticks that they had been using to hit the animals and started to run. They ran all the way to the gate of the farm and down the road. The animals chased them, then shut and locked the gate behind them. The only man left was the one Boxer had kicked. He was still lying in the dirt. He wasn't moving. "He's dead," Boxer said sadly. "I killed him. I didn't mean to kill him. I would never want to kill anyone, not even a human." "Don't feel sorry for him, comrade," Snowball snapped at Boxer. Blood was running out of the gunshot wounds on Snowball's back. "This is war. The only good human being is a dead one." "I would never want to kill anyone, not even a human," Boxer said again. Boxer was crying. "Where is Molly?" one of the animals asked. Molly was missing. The animals were scared that the men had taken her. They looked everywhere and finally found her hiding in her stall. She had hidden the whole time and hadn't fought at all. When the animals went back outside, the man wasn't lying in the dirt anymore. He hadn't been dead, just knocked unconscious. When he woke up, he ran away. Boxer was relieved. It was time for the animals to celebrate. All of the animals came together in the barn. They told stories about how brave they had been in the battle. They put up the green flag with the horn and hoof painted on it, and they sang Beasts of England over and over again. The sheep had been killed during the battle, and the animals gave her a funeral. Snowball made a speech saying she had died protecting Animal Farm, and that all the other animals should be willing to do the same thing if they needed to. The animals decided to create a special award for animals who had been extra brave during the battle, Animal Hero First Class. Boxer and Snowball were both given the award, along with a brass medal that they could wear on Sundays and holidays. The animals gave the dead sheep the award, Animal Hero Second Class, for her bravery. The animals decided to call the Battle of the Cowshed, since the fight had happened right outside the shed where the cows slept at night. Every year on October 12th, the animals would celebrate the Battle of the Cowshed by firing a shot from Mr. Jones's gun.